Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a concept that literally flips how we think about pricing on its head. Have you ever wondered how certain businesses manage to charge absolute premium rates and yet their customers happily pay them without even a second thought? Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. It's not about having the slickest sales pitch. It actually comes down to an exact, proven mathematical framework. We're going to completely deconstruct the formula businesses use to design offers where the price tag becomes entirely irrelevant. We're looking at the architecture of irrefutable value. And honestly, once you see the math behind this, you are never going to look at a transaction the same way again.
All right, let's kick things off with part one, the quest for leverage.
You know, every creator, every entrepreneur, really every business out there is essentially on the exact same quest. We're all searching for that holy grail, creating a commercial offer that buyers simply cannot refuse. But true leverage isn't found in a flashy pitch. As our source material brilliantly points out, leverage isn't just about what you say, it's about how you design the deal. Just think about that for a second. We spend so much time obsessing over the perfect marketing copy or the smoothest sales techniques, but the real leverage, that happens in the hidden architecture of the deal itself, way before you ever even speak to a customer.
So let's define leverage in this specific context. It means optimizing a strict mathematical relationship to maximize the perceived worth of your offer. For example, think about why people willingly drop thousands of dollars for LASIK eye surgery instead of just buying a $20 pair of glasses. It's the exact same end result. You can see clearly, but the math of the deal is optimized. We aren't just tossing around leverage as some corporate buzzword here. We're treating it as a literal formula. When you manipulate specific variables in the right direction, the perceived value of what you're offering absolutely skyrockets. And suddenly, the cost just kind of fades into the background.
Moving right along to section 2, maximizing the dream.
Okay, so if we're dealing with a mathematical framework, we need to know our variables, right? The top half of our equation, the numerator, relies on this dynamic duo, the desired end result, or the dream outcome, paired with the certainty of success, which is the likelihood of achievement. Look, it's incredibly easy to promise someone the moon. You can paint a picture of a massive, life-changing dream outcome. But here's the catch. A massive dream outcome holds absolutely zero value if the buyer doesn't actually believe they can pull it off. The perceived worth only multiplies when you pair that big dream with rock-solid certainty. The consumer has to feel completely 100% confident that your framework will actually get them to the finish line. Basically, you can't just have one or the other. You have to intensely focus on enhancing that dream outcome while simultaneously rocketing their certainty of success. When you push both of these elements upward at the exact same time, you create this massive, unstoppable upward momentum in perceived worth. You're taking their absolute deepest desire, and you're guaranteeing, without a shadow of a doubt, that they're going to get it.
Which brings us to section 3, eliminating the friction. So we just talked about all that great upward momentum, but a beautiful dream isn't enough on its own. Let me ask you directly, what actually destroys perceived value? Think about a time you bought something you were so excited about, but you ended up regretting it almost instantly. What happened between the promise of the dream and the reality of the experience? The truth is, even the most perfectly designed dream outcome will collapse if the execution is painful.
The true destroyers of value live in the bottom half of our mathematical equation. The waiting period, which is the time delay, and the physical or mental exertion, which is the effort required. These right here are your two major friction points. The mathematical model we're exploring demands a significant, aggressive reduction in both of these variables. If a user has to wait months to see the result they want, or if they have to undergo agonizing mental exertion, like sitting on hold with a cable company for 3 hours just to get a simple answer, well, the perceived value of your offer totally plummets. It really doesn't matter how great the dream is. If it takes too long and it's too hard, people are just going to walk away. To counteract that friction, you've got to prove your solution works fast and easy. You need to apply intense downward force on those pain points. By minimizing the time delay and slashing the exertion required from the user, you create a truly frictionless solution. Fast and easy are your accelerators of value. When a buyer sees that they can get their dream outcome with absolute certainty, without waiting forever, and without pulling their hair out, that is exactly when the magic happens.
And now, the grand finale, section 4, the value equation.
This is where we bring the whole shebang together. We've explored the top half that we need to maximize and the bottom half that we need to minimize. Up top, in the numerator position, we have the dream outcome multiplied by the likelihood of achievement. Our goal here? Maximize it. Down in the denominator position, we have time delay multiplied by effort. Our goal there? Minimize it. The result of this entire equation is your perceived value. Think about basic fractions from grade school. As a denominator gets smaller and closer to zero, the overall result goes up exponentially. If you can drive time delay and effort down near zero while pushing the dream outcome and likelihood up to the sky, your perceived value becomes truly irrefutable.
So, let's synthesize this optimization logic into 3 simple steps. Step 1. Enhance the desired end result and certainty. Step 2. Reduce the waiting period and user exertion. Step 3. Output a fast, guaranteed transformation. Manipulating these specific variables sequentially like this is exactly what guarantees an irrefutable offer. It's a strategic framework that totally pulls you out of a petty feature-benefit argument with a customer and drops you into a space of pure, undeniable transformation.
And when you do that, here's the absolute ultimate payoff. Price becomes less important. When this math is optimized perfectly, when the value equation is heavily balanced in the buyer's favor, the actual cost of the service just fades into the background. You've created so much leverage by manipulating these variables that the customer isn't even looking at the price tag anymore. They are only looking at the fast, guaranteed, effortless transformation you've placed right in front of them.
So I want to leave you with this provocative thought to kind of challenge how you view your own deals. Audit your own offers right now and ask yourself, are you offering a frictionless solution with a fast, guaranteed transformation, or are you just selling on price? Because if you're stuck competing on price, it means your value equation is broken. Go back to the framework. Increase the dream, increase the certainty, slash the delay, and completely eliminate the effort. Apply this math and watch your value become irrefutable. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this completely changes how you design your next deal.